From cruising through games like it was muscle memory to barely escaping a win, Liverpool's unexpected fall has been as dramatic as it's been confusing. From title winners to losing 7 of their last 10, 4 straight league defeats, their worst run since the Brendan Rodgers days of 2014. But where did it all go wrong? This was a team built on defensive solidity, control, intensity, and dominance. Now, they look like passengers in their own games. The defense, once a fortress guarded by Van Dijk's calm and Alisson's magic, now looks like a revolving door, conceding goals almost every game. And even the unthinkable is happening. Pundits like Jamie Carragher are calling for Mo Salah to be benched. Imagine that. The same Salah who has carried Liverpool on his back for many years, now being told to sit one out. To be honest, this downturn didn't happen overnight. Even when the results looked good earlier in the season, the warning signs were flashing. Late goals, moments of individual brilliance, they papered over cracks that were already spreading. Pressing looked slower, the build-up lacked bite, and the energy just wasn't there anymore. Today, we'll answer the question that everyone is asking. What went wrong? And how did it all collapse so quickly? Let's start with the elephant in the room. The tragic passing of Diogo Jota. His passing has left a profound mark on Liverpool FC, and that human shock still sits heavy in the dressing room, especially for Mo Salah, who the reports say was one of Jota's closest friends at the club. Teammates described Jota as someone who lit up a room, a positive, vocal presence who lifted the mood in training and on match day. Players visited the sea of tribute to Anfield and traveled to Portugal for his funeral, underscoring how personal the loss was for the squad. Salah's response has been quietly public. He admitted he was frustrated to return to Liverpool after the summer break and was visibly emotional when the Kop sang Jota's name, clapping along but holding back tears at Anfield. That image matters because it's more than a snapshot. It's a top athlete struggling with grief in front of 50,000 people and millions watching. The routine comfort of shared jokes, the casual pre-match pat on the shoulder, the locker room banter, those small rituals help elite players switch on. When they're disrupted by mourning, focus, instinct, and joy can also be dulled. Inside the club, the human marks are obvious and constant. Social posts and images from the club and media showed Jota's space in the dressing room, preserved as a quiet tribute. A physical reminder of an absent friend that players still pass every day. Those small in-your-face reminders make grief irritative. It hits in unexpected moments. Before training, on the team bus, when a pass goes astray, and the laugh doesn't come. What that does to a player like Salah is multi-layered. There's the emotional weight, sadness, disbelief, which can blunt confidence. There's also the loss of a close partner whose instinct and timing were almost second nature. Salah has lost a friend who made him feel at home, both literally and tactically. Coaches can tweak systems, but you can't replace shared history, locker room chemistry, or the comfort of a trusted companion who knows when you want the ball and when you need space. Liverpool's season carries an unquantifiable burden. The human work of grief, memory, and collective healing takes time. For the players, the challenge has been to keep production at the highest level while also mourning a friend and teammate in full view of the world. That dual task is both profoundly brave and painfully unfair. Aside from this, Liverpool has added an embarrassment of riches. Coming off a title-winning campaign, Liverpool entered the new season with the air of a heavyweight reloading for another title charge. The transfer window was blockbuster-level busy. The club smashed his own transfer record twice. First for Florian Wirtz, then again for Alexander Isak, while also adding young French forward Hugo Ekitike to the mix. On paper, it looks like a masterclass in squad evolution. In practice, it's been more of a messy remix than a seamless sequel. The exodus was equally dramatic. Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, and Harvey Elliott all departed for sizable fees, and that frontline turnover has stripped away much of the telepathic understanding that had made Liverpool's attack so fluid. Even Arne Slot admitted after the 3-2 defeat to Brentford that the road has been bumpier than expected, adding pointedly that change brings disruption. Statistically, the growing pains are clear. Liverpool's expected goal tally remains among the top 5 in the league, but their conversion rate has plummeted compared to the same stage last season. Wirtz hasn't quite got up to speed with the physicality of the Premier League. He's shown flashes of brilliance, particularly in the 1-0 win against Real Madrid, teasing what might come, yet the chemistry has been inconsistent. Isak, meanwhile, has scored just once in his first 8 appearances for the club, struggling with fitness and hoping to find the same rhythm he enjoyed at Newcastle. Ekitike is the only one who seems to have settled in seamlessly. The issues don't stop there. Replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold, who left for Real Madrid, has proven even trickier. Jermaine Frimpong, his successor, is a completely different profile, more of a winger than a playmaker. The result? Liverpool has lost that quarterback passing outlet from deep, and their build-up play often stalls in midfield. On the opposite flank, Milos Kerkez hasn't been able to replicate his Bournemouth form, further disrupting the back four continuity that used to underpin their counter-pressing. Gary Neville even called Kerkez a youth team player. And beyond tactics, there's a psychological component to all this newness. Integrating multiple marquee signings in one window is like trying to rebuild a symphony orchestra mid-concert. Every section is gifted, but they haven't learned to play in tune. For Liverpool, that lack of rhythm, both literally and figuratively, has turned even promise into frustration. And for now, the harmony they're chasing remains just out of reach. What about Mo Salah? His drop-off this season has been startling. After arguably his best campaign last season, where he netted 28 Premier League goals and recorded 18 assists across 38 appearances, he's managed just 4 league goals and 2 assists in his first 11 games. What could be the cause for the sudden drop-off? One of the key things to look at is that there has been a lot of change around him. There's a new striker, and while Dominic Szoboszlai has occasionally played as a number 10, it's actually the summer signing, Florian Wirtz, who sees that attacking role. There's also been a major change at right back with Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure. Their link on the right side, the passes behind, the overlap, the instinctive interplay, it was almost telepathic. In the Chelsea game after the match, Marco Correa openly spoke about trying to target the space in behind Salah, suggesting that his right side no longer has the same dominance. Since Arne Slot arrived, one of the things Salah has not been doing is tracking back as much. The idea is to keep him higher up the pitch, fresh and ready to pounce when the team regains possession. That is exactly what happened last season, but the risk with that strategy is this. If the output drops, you start to question the player's contribution to the team. And that is where the murmurs about Salah's form have come from. He has looked sharp at times and clearly still moves like the player we know, but in others, he simply hasn't looked in the game. Statistically, his touches inside the opposing box are down, shots per game are lower, and the progressive pass receptions that defined last season have dipped. He had big chances against Manchester United and Chelsea, but failed to convert them. Something you'd rarely say of the version of Salah that dominated last year. I think there's also the overarching human dimension here. A deeper, emotional layer. The heartbreak of what unfolded over the summer with the loss of his friend and teammate, Diogo Jota, after Liverpool's win over Bournemouth. Salah stayed on, visibly very emotional as the fans sang Jota's name. Grief is unique and unpredictable. It affects everyone differently. It is impossible to understand the full extent of his grief. Ultimately, he doesn't look like his usual self. Liverpool's failed pursuit of Marc Guéhi has emerged as a critical misstep this campaign. Late in the summer window, Liverpool appeared to have secured Guéhi from Crystal Palace for around £35 million. He even underwent a medical, but the deal collapsed when Palace could not bring in a replacement in time. What's funnier is that this deal could have been done earlier. That indecision left Liverpool without the reinforcements they had expected, creating a glaring gap in central defense. Compounding the problem, starting center back Ibrahim Akane has been in poor form, with recent statistics showing alarming drops in duels won, interceptions, and long pass accuracy. Meanwhile, partner Virgil van Dijk, though still a leader, has not been his impervious self, and the squad lacks experienced backup in the event of injury or loss of form. To make matters worse, young Italian center back Giovanni Leoni, a £26 million summer acquisition seen as part of the future, suffered a torn ACL on his debut and is out for the season. With the Leoni sidelined, Kwanzaa sold in the summer, Liverpool's recognized central defenders now effectively consist of Van Dijk, Konat, and the injury-prone Joe Gomez. The absence of depth and reliable alternative to challenge the regular pairing has left the back line vulnerable. Jamie Carragher pointed out that Liverpool have got 2 starters and 2 understudies, and argued that Guéhi's signing would have added pressure, competition, and a safety net, something the club now sorely lacks. Without that reinforcement, Liverpool is conceding more soft goals, showing unstable defending in transition, and lacking the solidity that underpinned their previous success. So, yes, Arne Slot is feeling the heat right now. But after winning the league in his very first season, he's earned a bit of breathing space. The talent is there, the foundations are solid, and once those new signings finally click, Liverpool could look frightening again. But what do you think? Can Slot turn it around and get the Reds firing once more?